Hey everyone, so today's case is going to be kind of like yesterday's case. Well, not completely. Um, it's just another one of those cases that did not have to happen. Like, there was just no reason for it. Like, they weren't, they didn't have any enemies, they didn't have ties with anything. They were literally just minding their business when the crime happened to them. And unfortunately, this person also lost their life. There's also not a whole lot of information on this case because it's also unsolved. They they have like a sketch of who they think did it, and they have surveillance footage, but they don't know who did it. They really don't have any clues. So it's still unsolved, and because of that, there's also really no information. I could find hardly anything about this case. Most of the stuff that I did find was like regurgitated from other articles, and when I actually started putting down my notes, there really just was not a whole lot there. So this is also going to be a pretty short video, just like yesterday's. So I apologize. There's also not that many photos of this person, so I apologize for that as well. But the person we're going to be talking about today is Paul Tam, and the crime that happened to him, the crime that took his life. Like I said, it was one that definitely should never happen. There's no reason for it to happen. He did not deserve this, but it's a crime that happens actually quite a bit, or you hear about it quite a bit. So let's go ahead and get into his case. All the links that I used for research will be down below, like always. So Paul, the articles I read, his age varied. So some say he was 44, some say he was 48, but I only saw those two. So he was either 44 or 48 when this happened, and he was a website manager who worked for Manchester University. At the time of his death, he had moved to the United States to work in Los Angeles. He was walking in the city center of Japantown, the Japantown district, before he was violently assaulted. He was walking with his niece through the area around 8:30 p.m. on February 18th, 2016, when he was ambushed by an unidentified man and woman. They tried to take his messenger bag, which had his passport, his phone, money, and some bank cards. He held onto the bag as the man chased him into the street. Paul then ran into the street into the way of oncoming traffic in an attempt to escape the mugger. So, like I said, there's security footage of this, and in it you can see that the man has a knife and he is stabbing Paul in the head while Paul is on the ground, and then he takes the bag and runs off with it. I will have photos of the surveillance video. I will not have the photo of him being stabbed. It's really not that clear, but even so, I'm not going to have the photos of the surveillance of him being stabbed in the head on the screen. That's just very disturbing, but you are going to see that he is obviously being attacked. You do see him running into the road. So, after this happens, Paul is still alive. He's very much still alive, and he actually tries to stand, but he is so weak and so unstable, and he's not able to stand and walk, so he just lies in pain in the street. Now, thankfully, the niece that was with him was completely unharmed. They did not go for her. I guess she didn't have anything on her that they could try to easily take or easily grab, so she was unharmed. I'm not sure if she was. I assume that she tried to call help while they were doing this. So I assumed that she was the one that called for help. There wasn't much information about her. But unfortunately, Paul would die of his injuries at San Francisco General Hospital. So they do have a description of the man and woman, and that's all they have. They don't have names, or anything like that. So the man is described as a black adult male who stands at about 5'10" with a heavy build, and when he was seen, he was last seen wearing a dark hoodie and blue jeans. Now, I'm gonna be honest, in the security footage, I can't really see anything that well. Maybe you can make it out better than I can. As for the woman, she is described as a black adult female who stands at about 5'4" with long dreadlocks or braids up in a ponytail. So, the San Francisco police is offering a $5,000 reward for information because, like I said, they have They have nothing. They don't have an identity or anything like that. And as far as we know, I don't think there's been any sightings of these people after this. So they're very much still out there. They could possibly be doing this to other people. I'm sure they have. I doubt that this was the only time that they've done anything. Like I said, I believe that there are sketches of the people that did this, and if so, I will have them on screen. Maybe I'm misremembering. But if there are sketches, I will have them on screen. But that's all. That's all we have about this. I didn't even see a number in any of the articles I was reading, like if you were in this area, if you saw something or anything like that, maybe if you recognize the people. Wasn't I able to find like a tip line or anything like that? But this did happen in Los Angeles, in the city center of Japantown district. So I would assume you would contact the police that are involved in that county or area. Like I said, this did not have to happen. Like, I feel like we hear about people being mugged quite a bit and being killed while they're being mugged. So it's like a crime that is committed, unfortunately, quite often. But the thing about it, I feel like it's just so random. Like, some people are just targeted for absolutely no reason. And it feels kind of hard to, like, track down who does it because they don't have ties to anything. It was random. And that's kind of how I felt in the last case, Ernesto Acosta, and how I feel in this case is I really want this case to be solved because Paul Tam deserves justice. And the people that did this are sick and they should be put away. But if I'm being completely honest, I don't know if we'll be able to find them because if they're so random, they could easily just slip into obscurity. So, I don't know. But let me know what you think. Do you think that it is possible for these cases to be solved when they're just so random and there's just really nothing, no identities? We'll be lucky if there's like even a sketch of this person or like identification of this person. Like, what do you think about it, these kind of cases down below? Um, like I said, I hope that this case gets solved, but time will only tell. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. I say made it this far like it's a long video. If you finished this video, thank you so much for sticking around and listening to Paul Tam's story. Let me know your thoughts down below, like I said before, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.